Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming into another video. All right, pausing my breakfast, talk a little basketball because I'm hearing some things that I think are really interesting. First of all, uh, as I told the Lakers 2 weeks ago, hang the phone up on Miami, man. Hang the phone up, please, please, please. Seriously, I'm begging you, hang up the phone because they over there are absolutely ridiculous, and what they're asking for Andrew Wiggins is insulting, if I'm being honest with you. They want Rui Hachimura, Dalton Connect, and a first round pick for Andrew Wiggins. Like I don't value Andrew Wiggins. I don't think he's that great of a trade piece. I don't think he's that great of a player. And he's aging. And he tends to disappear, like physically. Stuff goes on in his life and he just goes away for like 30 games. Nobody even talks about it, but like it literally happens. It's more than once. God bless him. I don't know what the circumstances were, but I have to work that into the equation of acquiring him. He'd just be disappearing. He did it like twice or three times at the Warriors. No. All of that being said, LeBron casted him away as a rookie. I'm not bringing him to this situation. I'm not bringing him to this situation, period. But if I were inclined to want to go after him, he ain't getting no more. I'm not sending anything that you would like to you for him personally. I'm not doing it. You're gonna be getting Gabe Vincent and Maxi Kleber was expiring. Like that type of thing is the only thing. I'm not giving you Rui. I'm not giving you Dalton. I'm definitely not giving you a first round pick. Like I'm hanging up the phone. And I don't know what's going on, but I really think Miami needs to give Pat Riley his walking papers, man. I really do. I think we're in a space where he's hurting his team. He's been hurting his team for a long time. I'm just being real. And I've talked about this for years. And because they've been able to, with the greatness of their coach, carry these awful rosters to higher places, he's been able to skate as if he's been successful. But these teams have sucked. Spoelstra's just great. And Bam and Jimmy were able to carry these guys. These teams are trash, bro. Year in and year out, the Miami Heat are trash. I'd argue last year's team was the best team they've had in like 7 years, despite going to the finals. And it's because they were able to get Ware. It's because Hero's gotten a little older. He's stepping into his era of his prime, rather, and that is ultimately a duo that could probably carry a lot of teams in the weak Eastern Conference to at least a solid play-in tournament team, for which they've basically been. I don't understand why Pat Riley is still there, bro. He has not made any good decisions at all since LeBron left. I can argue he hasn't made any good decisions. It all started when LeBron left and he paid Bosh all that money. And then paid the center all that money. And then paid Duncan Robinson all that money. They've been struggling off of his decisions for almost a decade now, and they still let him continue to make decisions for that franchise. And it's only because they haven't been able to realize the ineptitude of those decisions based on the greatness of the coach. And I'm telling you, you replace Spoelstra with a regular coach like Vogel, and that team is going to be in the toilet. I'm telling you, man, they really need to get Pat Riley away from the Miami Heat so he can't hurt them anymore. That's how I feel. That's how I woke up after looking at that trade request, that package that he wants to receive from the Lakers. I'm like, yo, this man is hurting his team. He's hurting his team. He's not helping them at all. At all. So the Lakers need to hang up the phone. First of all, that's a Laker legend, Pat Riley, I'm talking about, right? It's a lot of respect to be paid there. But he treating us like we sent him lemons recently. No, you sent us Kendrick Nunn. You sent us Gabe Vincent. We didn't send you anything bad. Why are you trying to inflate everything that you have when having negotiations with us? Do you see Danny Ainge doing that with the Celtics? No. How are you, ex-Laker legend, got a whole statue outside our building and trying to fleece us? Craziness. Miami, you need to get that man away from your team so he can't hurt you anymore. I literally feel that way. The stuff that he's doing is damn near abusive at this point. Free the Miami Heat. That's what I got to say. Literally, free the Miami Heat from Pat Riley and his just craziness. All of it. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. They should have fired him after LeBron left. That was fireable. Him not being able to get along with LeBron was fireable. If I was a Miami Heat owner and I had to choose between Pat Riley and LeBron James, Pat would have been somewhere else, bro. With no way it would even happen. It wouldn't even happen. I'd have fired him then, and I would have been better for it. And you say, oh, we've been to the finals 2 years. We went twice. We've been to the finals. What are you talking about, Brandon? Listen, Pat Riley's decisions had very little to do with that. Very little. And I want people to know that. I think that. It's just what it is. So, yeah, hang up the phone on him, L.A. Don't let him send you no more lemons. It's bad luck doing any deals with the Miami Heat. We have already had bad luck. Stop doing deals with them. If they're not, like I said, there's only 2 players on that team that I legitimately actually want for us at this point. One of them is Bam Adebayo. The other one is Khalil Ware. If they're not sending us either one of those players, hang up the phone. So that's what I'm thinking. I don't care about Miami at all. When it comes to that type of thing where we just doing deals with them, they didn't send me lemons twice, man. I ain't interested in nothing they talking about unless it's stuff that I know I can turn into something better when it gets here. Wiggins, I don't think that. I don't think that at all. So that's what I got to say about that. Wiggins, hey, nice defender, can hit some shots. If he's healthy, he could be helpful. He's already won a championship. All of that, I understand why people want Wiggins. I just ain't on board. That's all it is. I just ain't on board. So that's what I feel about the Wiggins thing. On the other hand, I hear the Lakers could be involved in a 7-team deal, which was an NBA record 7-team deal. So essentially what I'm understanding is that a bunch of teams that have already done a bunch of stuff that hasn't been finalized, they just want to lump it all together in one trade. So while I would hope something dope could come out of it, what I actually expect is signings that have already been announced are going to be signing trades roped up into the Kevin Durant deal somehow, where teams will be moving second round picks, swaps, filler role players one way or another so that they can fit it all into a very comfortable spot for which all 7 of these owners can feel good about making these transactions and get it all under the rules of the CBA. I think that's what it is. I don't think nothing great is going to happen. I heard the Lakers could potentially get Cam Whitmore in this situation. That would be a dream come true for me. But I'm not getting my hopes up on that either. I'm not. I think that the Rockets probably not want to send Cam Whitmore our way. They're going to probably opt to send him east or opt to send him to one of our ops. I just don't see them, especially with the whole thing with Dorian Finney-Smith. I would be very pleased if we could get Cam Whitmore, but I just think the environment for which we get screwed in that regard is in play. I think that's where we're in right now, that environment. So I really pray I'm wrong. I want Cam Whitmore on this team. I would imagine he'd be happy here. He provides a great deal of explosiveness and a great deal of a future for us post LeBron into the next Luka era with him and Thero and hopefully some other guys, including the young fella we just picked up, LaRavia. I like the youth movement that the Lakers would be putting together if we can get Cam Whitmore. So I'm prayerful, very prayerful that we can pull that off. That would be a dream come true because I thought we should have drafted him. Obviously, we should have drafted him, but we had to cope with letting him slide to the Rockets, and we knew he was going into a situation where they likely weren't going to play him very much, and he's been stuck on a bench as if he's some type of role guy or something like that, and we know damn well that's not who he was drafted to be. It's still time for him to turn into who he was supposed to turn into, but he needs to get the hell out of Houston, and I think Houston is stupid enough to move on from him. So hopefully he comes our way. If not, I hope he lands in the spot that he's needed in, where there's a path to him having a massive role. That's what he was drafted. That's what he should have been drafted to be. He was supposed to go 5th overall to Detroit. They opted to do something else, and so he landed in Houston, and the rest has been mild. Basically mild. So that's what I have to say about that. Free Cam Whitmore from the Houston Rockets. So what else is going on, man? I just heard I was listening to Trevor Lane on his content, and they were talking about a 3-team deal that could potentially be done with the Warriors, the Kings, and the Detroit Pistons. Dennis Schroeder agreed to sign with the Kings. He's leaving the Pistons. He's signing with the Kings, and it needs to be completed. Kings are going to have to do some things to shake that up in order to make it possible. So it looks like they're going to rope in the Warriors into a deal that allows for them to get Kuminga. The Kings would be getting Kuminga. The Kings would also be sending Malik out to the Pistons. The Warriors would be taking back, I think, like Dario Saric and Devin Carter, I think is what they said. So I don't know, man. Everybody wins but the Warriors, bro. That's what I see there. Kings win, even though they have point guard issues in a way, because Devin Carter and Dennis Schroeder together can make you feel good about your point guard position. Just having Dennis Schroeder as your point guard, moving Malik Monk, they don't have nobody that can be the point guard out there, so they're going to have to figure that out. I don't understand moving Devin Carter necessarily, but I do think that Jonathan Kuminga could be a definite boost to their overall future look. And I like what they did in the draft. As I told you guys, I thought the Kings were one of the big winners in the draft, even though they had a late first rounder and a second rounder. I thought they did great things, drafting Renaud in the second round and what's that wing, 4-year wing? I forget his name at the moment. But they drafted two players I really like. And so if they add Kuminga to that, now I can start seeing them turn the corner. I would rather Devin Carter be a part of that. But if I had to choose between Kuminga or Devin Carter at this point, I'm going to choose Kuminga. But I do understand that Kuminga's going to have to be paid, and Devin Carter still got a couple more years on his rookie contract. I don't think Devin Carter has had an opportunity to show who he is. I don't imagine he's going to get a great opportunity in Golden State either. So I don't like the path that he's on as it pertains to where he has to go. From where he's coming from to where he's going, I want better for Devin Carter. I think injury kind of robbed him of his rookie season, and now he's going to play into a role that has him up there with Steph Curry, Moses Moody, Podziemski. It's a lot of guards up there. I think DeAnthony Melton could potentially be signing with my Lakers, which I'd be very good with that. So that helps, but I think GP2 is still up there. So Devin Carter probably beat some of those people for minutes, but the consistency to get playing time may be in flux, especially with Steve Kerr and his randomness of rotations and stuff. So you never really know what Golden State's going to throw out there on the floor in a given moment. It's absolute random a lot of the time. So I don't like that. That's not sturdy for Devin Carter. Devin Carter's a good defender. Devin Carter's a nice rebounder. He has to work on his shot making. So the Golden State Warriors as a whole, from what I understand, they're sending Kuminga out because they don't think he can hit the three. I'm here to tell you that Devin Carter, when I did homework on him, he also can't really hit the three. So I don't really know what the Warriors are doing. Like I've said this many times, and it's the theme in this video, but you just got to get people out of there that are proving that they can't do the job, man. Okay? Mike Dunleavy has proven he can't do the job. Every trade that Mike Dunleavy has made has left the Warriors on the wrong end of the stick each and every time. For me, it started with that Chris Paul, Jordan Poole crap. I don't know what the hell that was. That was awful trade. They would have did better making Jordan Poole play out the year and then trying to trade him at a higher price tag than what they gave him up for. They brought in old Chris Paul on a massive, massive contract that should most definitely have been forced to be stretched. Instead, they took it on. He played a year up there. They did nothing. And now he's a journeyman getting paid what he's supposed to be paid, given the same production he gave to the Warriors on a $1 million contract or whatever he's making to other teams. So it was crazy that Mike Dunleavy did that. I understood they felt they needed to get rid of Jordan Poole for a number of reasons. But now, fast forward to where we're at, that just zapped so much significant value away from the Warriors. And every trade that he's made since then has pretty much done the same thing. I don't think they've drafted poorly necessarily, although they haven't done a good job of acquiring quality picks to allow for them to show that their scouts are doing a pretty good job. But I think they've done a pretty good job with some of the stuff that they got. Even in this draft, I thought they did pretty solid in the second round. However, the Warriors really, really have a hard time with understanding that they need to take care of the bubble equity, for which we founded the word on this channel. Value that is made up when it's time to make trades, and ultimately in areas that can't necessarily be seen, but equity, value that is realized just the same. So he did a terrible job throughout the course of his tenure, is making sure that they have what they need in that regard. The trade that sent Wiggins out didn't land them nothing. I think Mike Dunleavy is not good. he's not good at his job, man. And so if he does this trade, Or they're bringing back Devin Carter into a role where he's likely going to lose value. They're bringing back Dario Saric, who's a bad contract that the Nuggets were blessed to get off of, that the Kings immediately are trying to get off of. He's trying to bring him back to a Golden State Warrior team that had him there 3 years ago, for which he did nothing but get hurt. I don't understand what Mike Dunleavy sees in the talent that he's looking at. He saw value in Chris Paul at a massive, massive price at 36 years of age, whatever age he was at that time. It made absolutely no sense. And now he's trying to go get a Dario Saric contract that nobody wants, because I guess he sees some talent there at 36 years of age or whatever Dario is, which makes no sense. Mike Dunleavy's decision making is based on his idea that old people don't get old and that you should just bring people to you for whatever price. You're moving on from Jonathan Kuminga. They have done so many different things to assure that Jonathan Kuminga was on their roster. They have done so many different things to assure that they didn't have to pay Jonathan Kuminga top price, which in and of itself was misguided. Only letting him pay 20 minutes and stuff like that at this stage in his career. Insanity. And now that they've done that, it boils down to them trading him away for pennies on the dollar. They ruined Kuminga. The Warriors, ruined Kuminga, just like the Rockets ruined Cam Whitmore by not playing them up to the value that ultimately they were expected to be played. Why? For different reasons, but it's the same crap. They didn't play these guys. Athletic, explosive young players not getting off the bench in their prime or early, right before their prime, because these stupid teams didn't know what the hell they were doing. I give the Rockets a pass. They just had other young players to play. They had a different vision for their team as well. Cam was a role player. He probably wasn't quite ready to go anyway. He's probably ready to do more now going forward. Kuminga been on the team for 5-6 years, and they still only playing him 20 minutes a game because he wants a certain amount of money and they don't want to pay it. Well, guess what that also does? Eats away at his value, and also eats away what people think he can do based on what it is you've done. Or at least we can tell you that when we're trying to trade for him, so that we ain't got to pay top dollar for him, and that's exactly what's happening. You played him 20 minutes, had him averaging whatever he was averaging with that, instead of playing him the 40 minutes that ultimately he should have been getting in most situations. Now, when it's time to trade for him, we're going to make you take back what that means, not necessarily what it is we're going to do with him when we get him here. And you don't have any leverage to do nothing with that, because not only did you ruin his value by playing him that way, but you also got a crap GM that doesn't know what the hell he's doing. So the Warriors are going to suffer. It just is what it is. Until they fire that man, they're going to suffer. Period. I would say free to Golden State Warriors for Mike Dunleavy, but I don't mind the Warriors staying in bondage because I don't like the Warriors. So it's actually pretty good to see them in that situation. Although I am a Steph Curry fan, ironically enough. But whatever the case may be, the point is the Warriors are going to continue to stink. The trades are going to continue to give them the worst of the two sides every time, as long as this man's pulling the trigger, because his scope on things is backwards and he doesn't know talent at all, and it just shows in every trade that he makes. The scouts up there are fine. He sucks. Get him out of there, things improve. Period. So that's what I got to say about the Golden State Warriors, man. It's a damn shame that you got bad GMs making bad decisions left and right. People been here too long doing things the wrong way, eating away at their team's value, not winning a damn thing, continuing to make decisions that are going to tumble forward the same way as the ones they made in the past. At some point in time, these fan bases got to start running these people out of here if the owners ain't. 'Cause I tell you right now, that's what needs to happen. In both of those situations, Golden State and Miami, two very good markets that, in my opinion, nobody should want to go to. Nobody should want to stay at, because the people in place that these owners have hired to handle their business are continuing to make decisions that eat away at the team's value, man. If I'm Bam, get me out of here. If I'm Steph, get me out of here. Y'all can be lifers if you want, but you're going to go down with the ship. If I'm Giannis, get me out of here. I ain't sticking around for none of this bull. I'm telling y'all, man. Because at the end of the day, these people are hard-headed in terms of they don't want to fire these people. They don't want to fire who they have running the ship. And they're sinking it. That's what's happening. So, I know these guys got big names. Mike Dunleavy, his dad, coached in the league, and he played in the league, and all of that. And you need to fire him. He sucks at this, period. Pat Riley, he's a great coach back in the past, and led them to the finals, this, that, and stuff. Yeah, but your team is trash, and it's because of decisions he's made for the last 10 to 15 years. Get him out of here. I'm telling you. And until they do, both of those teams ain't winning jack. BDL 44. And I thank y'all for watching. Out.